You can have your career and you can have a home life too. They don't have to juxtaposition anymore. You can do both at the same time. I had children quite young, so our eldest is 10. And I thought, this might not be a good career move. Did anyway. And turns out that it was fine. It's just how you manage yourself and also manage your strengths and your own narrative of how you're going to get there. It doesn't have to be that you get there in 10 years. It doesn't have to be that you have to wait for your kids to be grown up. You just have to forge your own path.
That was Katelyn Adams. She's been a valuable member of the HLB Mann Judd corporate division and has over 10 years of accounting and company secretarial experience, servicing predominantly ASX-listed companies.
Not everyone needs to be great at everything. You just need to be great at what you're good at.
Yes.
And knowing what that is.
100%.
And for me, it's just having a chat. No, it's more than that, but relationship management, building, and I'm so invested in my clients. Think of them as I'm one of their employees, really.
Katelyn has extensive knowledge in company secretarial duties, ASX listing rule requirements, IPO and capital raising processes, as well as strong technical accounting knowledge.
I think career-wise, I hope that I want to build this strong culture of female representatives in the firm, which we're definitely probably leaps ahead of other places.
Katelyn is accessible, practical and personable, ensuring that she's dedicated to her clients and their businesses. Katelyn's also the company secretary of Duxton Water Limited and Duxton Broadacre Farms Limited. Hi, I'm Sarah Bartholomew's from YouLegal. The Accountants on Purpose podcast showcases inspiring accountants who are leaders in their field.
And then it just came to me like a bolt of blue.
What makes them tick?
Love it.
How did they get to where they are?
I want to inspire.
And what do they do now for their teams, their clients, and the world? How do you start your day?
Oh, Sarah, this is going to sound really wanky. I'm allowed to say that. I wake up at 4:35 every day to go to the gym. I do. It's the only time I can fit it in.
What time do you get to the gym?
5 o'clock.
What is happening there?
I know. So me and my bestie every day pick each other up. We have this 5-minute sort of power chat in the car. Get to the gym, smash it out, home by 6.
What time do you go to bed?
Oh, I'm like a toddler, maybe like 8:30.
You would have to.
It's exhausting. But
is that 5 days a week?
Yep.
Do you not need to rest?
At 8:30 at night. It's the only time. It sets my day up so well. Puts me in a really good mental place.
Yeah, it would. And you get friend time in there.
We do. We get this power chat about, usually it gets in, why do we do this? Why are we so tired? And then we get there. On the way home, we have a little pep up for the day. Yeah. How's your day? Your day's going to be great. Rah, rah, rah. Home. Lunches,
I like it.
coffee.
But I'm not going to do it.
Don't blame you.
What's your favourite scene from a movie?
Oh, my goodness. I just told you that I go to bed at 8:30, so I barely ever make it through a whole movie. So it has to be an opening montage. But I love that Love Actually one where they're in the airport and there's those snippets of everyone in the hustle and bustle, but those little snippets of love throughout, someone hugging.
It's real.
It's real. And now when I go, especially on a red eye, I try to look for it. Or I told you before about my daughter in hospital. The days were endless. So I would try to look for a little snippet of Love Actually in there.
That's beautiful. I cry in airports. It started when I was a teenager.
Not on a business trip. Maybe?
I have been in the US coming back from a work trip and seeing little kids with their parents.
Yes, that bit. Such a sob.
It's ridiculous. What was the biggest highlight of your childhood? We're bouncing around here.
Oh, my goodness. I had the most wonderful childhood. So I was born in Mount Gambier, and we moved here when I was quite young, my mum, my dad and my sister. My sister and I are really close and we did all sorts of things. They just made the best time for us. But I think through all of it, my biggest highlight is my friendship groups. I've had the same core girlfriends since we were 4.
Oh, my goodness.
So well over 30 years.
And they're in Mount Gambier?
No, they're here. So Mum had to make an all-new friendship group, didn't know anyone here, and she's remained friends with all of the parents.
The mums.
And the 5 of us are just inseparable. You know how meet soulmate?
Yes.
They're my soulmates.
Yeah.
My bestest girlfriends tell them everything, always there. One of them is the gym goer in the morning.
Okay, of course.
Just always there no matter what for years and years.
That's pretty cool. I am still besties with my 4-year-old kindergarten, met in the sandpit.
Yep.
She was making a sand castle.
Yes.
I patted it down to make it look better.
And of course, fell in love, and that was it.
It's gone down in history.
It's amazing.
I know.
And it's rare.
It is rare. It's special.
It is really special.
Except then when you start like clocking up the years that you've been friends, that can be scary.
It's a bit scary now. We're heading well into our 30 years of friendship.
It's a lot of years. So you were recently made a partner.
I was.
At HLB Mann Judd.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me what the journey's been like.
In some sense, it's been really typical journey. High school, uni, went for a graduate position.
You knew you wanted to be an accountant?
Yes. I think I didn't know. I did do accounting in high school. I don't think I really knew what accounting looked like. And I don't even think still what I thought when I came out of uni is what accounting looks like for me now. But I thought I had a cousin and he had a job and I thought he made so much money. So I just signed up for commerce and there I found myself. And I actually had a bit of a penchant for numbers. So I got one of the graduate positions, started at Grant Thornton, did 2 years there of audit and then moved across to HLB where I've been for the last 13. But I guess there's been some curveballs in there. I started off just doing debits and credits, producing stat reports, and now my days are filled with anything but typical accounting work. 3 kids, married, multiple houses in between, and then found myself falling out at the end recently into a partnership role, which is super exciting, a little bit scary. How am I going to juggle something else?
It's so funny with like kind of the career progression that you've had where you take steps each way and you know what the next step is. Like it's quite structured.
It is.
But it still feels like what am I getting myself into with this next step? And that was probably the same way with each step.
Yes. Am I ready? That's what I keep thinking. Even now I've got that bit of that imposter syndrome.
Even though in your days you're managing chairman, chairwomen, the ASX, all that sort
client
of
relationship, shareholder negotiation, major capital raises.
And you're fine doing that stuff.
Yes. And then I get there and I think,
do I deserve to be at this table with you people?
Yeah. Are you sure? You do know what I do? Because it's not the debits and credits. It's relationship management. That's which is very odd for an accountant, but I think it's the way we're moving into.
Absolutely.
Especially for me. I think it was about finding my strength and being confident in that. My strength wasn't fine at the technical accounting, but it's not where my passion lies.
No, you don't want to spend all day doing that.
No.
But there's people who do want to spend all day doing that.
Perfect for me. Please continue doing that.
Yes, correct. Because you know, it's diversity of skills as well in the team to be able to know what people are good at.
And recognising that and being okay with that. Not everyone needs to be great at everything. You just need to be great at what you're good at.
Yes.
And knowing what that is.
100%.
And for me, it's just having a chat. No, it's more than that. But relationship management, building, and I'm so invested in my clients. I think of them as I'm one of their employees, really.
But communication is, you know, it is a skill.
It
and
is.
It's dealing with conflict and being able to kind of move through things and still maintain that relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. When things are good, things are good. But
when things are bad,
you've got to be able to
get through.
Tackle it.
Yes.
Not pretend it's not happening.
No.
So what do you think has shaped your career?
Many things. I've had some wonderful mentors along the way. I've been thrown in the deep end, which has really helped me build resilience, which I think is something that we can lack. So sink or swim, and I had to find my way through and I can continue to swim. I would get around as a young sort of mid-20s around a board table and they would ask me to take their coffee orders. I wasn't there for that. Or ask me to leave because they wanted to swear or something in the boardroom. So resilience was built up through that and experience, just getting in there. I say yes to everything. I probably say yes to more things
Than you should.
Than I should.
Here we are today.
I know. And I told you I said yes before I could say no. And I do it all the time. That's why I'm the first aid officer for the football team, patrolling member for Seacliff Surf Lifesaving Club, governing council chairperson. I just say
Oh, my goodness.
yes to things.
And you get up at 4:30, so your time management must be incredible.
It's getting better. I think 3 kids naturally you have to be. Otherwise I leave one somewhere.
Do you have a supportive partner?
I do. He's amazing. We sort of sync our diaries at the start of the week.
Yes.
Who
Because
needs
the
to be where.
logistics.
Yeah, it's just even the drop-off at school and the pick-up and who's going to do what. And I'm so fortunate that HLB are so flexible with me that it's been this relationship sort of evolving along the way that I don't work 24/7 behind my desk, that I'll work in bed at night, but then I also drop my kids off in the morning, and that's all okay because it's a sort of a seamless transition. I don't have the balance.
No.
I just make it work.
Yeah.
For everyone.
You have to.
Have to. Working, sort of. Bit crazy.
I started saying no to things.
I wish I could. I need to.
It's, where did it come from? Brene Brown. I read a book and she was talking about how there's people in the world who think that people are genuinely good at their core.
Yes.
And that she found that people were more likely to believe that if they had boundaries.
Okay. This is what I need.
And she was talking about how she doesn't have them.
No.
And so I do believe that people are genuinely good and that it's people's circumstances that have made them not necessarily make good decisions.
No.
And that's sort of like a core belief of mine.
Yeah.
But I haven't always been good with boundaries.
No. I'm terrible. And I don't know if I'm trying to overcompensate because I feel like I might drop the ball here or, I'm not at school all the time or I can't be in the office all the time. So then I overcompensate and say yes to everything to give off this perception that I've got it all together. I don't. I'm held together by dry shampoo and concealer. 100%. It's all a front.
It's worthy of thinking about probably.
Yes. I need to start saying no. I really didn't need to be the first aid officer for the under-8 football team.
It also means you have to be there every time.
It does. I've really made a bed for myself.
I think you can learn from this experience.
I know, and I probably need to take it into work as well.
Well, we've talked about a highlight of your childhood life. What is a highlight of your working life?
Can I say being made partner?
Yes, 100%.
Being made partner.
Yeah.
I think.
Tell me about that day.
I got taken I thought I was going in for my performance review and it was in the middle of a pandemic.
Of course.
So I sort of went in and the guys looked a bit upset. Usually we just have a chat. I was like, what have
Something
I
happened
into? And then it turns out, no, I don't even know. They must have been having the conversation about something else, but it was nothing to do with that. They plunked 2 bottles of wine down and said, we want to make you partner. And I said, really? Like, it's me.
It was a surprise.
It was a surprise. Such a surprise. Especially, it was mid-July. So it was after the 1st of July when typical partnerships happen. I thought, okay, maybe it will happen next year. I gave myself next year when I was going to start pushing hard. This is what I wanted. It was on the radar. I told them that this is what I want. I was thinking maybe 1st of January. No.
So they pushed a partnership agreement to you and said,
yep,
sign it.
Yep. Take it away for the weekend.
Nice. They gave you an opportunity to read it.
They did. I didn't have too many questions. Most of it I was like, okay. And then I went home and I thought, this is actually what I want. I had that, that split second where you think, what we were talking about, is this today really for me? And I'm like, no, it is. This is for me. This is what I wanted. This is what I've been telling them that I want. And it's happened.
And I got to own it.
Yep. Put my big girl pants on.
And what did you do to celebrate?
Drank one of the bottles of wine they gave me.
Yeah. Good restraint.
And then I think it was a normal day.
Okay.
Do you know what? I think I went back to my desk and ordered Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Very
That's
typical.
a good celebration.
Very typical.
That would be a special kind of.
It is. And then we had a partner's lunch.
Yes.
A welcome lunch, which was lovely. The announcement went around the office. Socially distanced partner's lunch. which was lovely. And the announcement went out nationally and on LinkedIn. So I've had lots of lovely comments and lots of comments through the firm.
Good.
Especially from some of the younger females.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really hard to have that projection is partnership for me as a female going into it. How will I get married? How will I have a family if that's what I want to do?
What do I have to give up to?
Yeah. What order do I have to do it in?
And if there aren't very many females
No.
in that,
Yeah.
then there's not many people to ask.
No. And also model yourself off.
You can't
If you
be what you can't see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was lucky that I do have two female partners there that I
Yes.
can talk to and model myself off, and some wonderful friends in the accounting industry that have done similar things.
Mhm.
But everyone's path is a little bit different.
It's true.
I don't have a stay-at-home wife.
No. It'd be nice.
It would be lovely. I'm thinking I need an Alice from the Brady Bunch.
Ooh.
Cook me my food.
I really
Clean
want a
my
personal
house.
chef.
Just those two things. Cook and clean. Maybe pick the kids up when I'm running late. And I'm not the last mum at Osh.
My kids like being the last.
They love Osh.
Yeah.
It's just that guilt. Oh, here I am again.
I know. I feel bad
Tearing
too
into the
because
car
I
park.
remember being the last being picked up. But my kids
Yes.
ask me to come last.
Yes.
They enjoy it so much.
And then they can get their snack. Oh, it's not. I haven't had snack yet, Mum.
If you come before snack, God help you.
No, I might as well just sit in the car.
What advice would you give other women who are working in accounting firms that might want to be a
Yes.
partner or think they might want to be a partner?
Do it. Do it and tell someone that's what
yeah,
you want.
it sounds like part of your, like quite a lot of your path was saying, this is what I want next. This
Yes.
is what I want next.
Because I think we're sort of in that age of entitlement that you just expect it to be given to you.
But
And
you
that's-
need to know what's expected.
Yes. You need to know what's expected
earn it.
To earn it.
Because as a partner, you're now a co-owner in a national
Yes.
business.
Yes. And it's
And that's not all upside.
no. So you need to understand what you're getting yourself into. And it's great. You can easily do it, but you need to tell someone that that's what you want. We can't be expected just to know that everyone or assume that everyone wants to be made partner because it's probably realistically not the case.
Mhm.
Or they don't know that that is what they want. So having that open narrative about what you do and do you want to own a business or do you just want to be an employee? And that's fine too. And there's roles for that and you can still be at a partnership level and do that. So talking about it, setting yourself up some goals about how you want to do it and knowing that you can balance both. You can have your career and you can have a home life too. They don't have to juxtaposition anymore. You can do both at the same time. I had children quite young, so our eldest is 10. And I thought, this might not be a good career move, but I did it anyway. And turns out that it was fine. It's just how you manage yourself and also manage your strengths and your own narrative of how you're going to get there. It doesn't have to be that you get there in 10 years. It doesn't have to be that you have to wait for your kids to be grown up. You just have to forge your own path and then tell everyone this is what you're doing. I think hopefully that can work out. And then you have to have strengths, find out what they are.
And work them.
And work them and work your butt off. It's hard work. You don't get anything for nothing.
It's true.
And you're not going to get it on a silver plate as much as I'd like that.
I know, but you got 2 bottles of wine.
I'd got 2
But that
bottles
was
of wine.
like, 15 years of hard work later.
Was.
If you think about it.
It was. I know. It feels like it was overnight. It feels like it was really quick. But then I think back and maybe it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was a lot of hard work.
It was.
A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of juggling, a lot of wearing different hats and thinking for a while there I actually thought I can't be at work, I can't be a mum at all. Take that hat off, just act like you're not a mum, just go in and do your job,
Yeah.
get out, and then at home, the opposite. But I don't do that anymore. I celebrate that I'm a working mum.
Yeah.
And it's actually made me a better worker so much.
Yeah.
So much
You're
more.
just authentically being yourself all the time.
Yeah. And it makes the juggle so much easier. You don't have to pretend you're 2 different people.
Who knew that would work?
I know. So simple.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, goodness. I'm going to have a 20-year-old, which is
Oh,
petrifying
that is
to me.
petrifying.
20-year-old, a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old. So I'm going to be neck deep in private school fees and shopping food bills, no doubt.
They will be eating a lot of carbs.
They will, especially the boy. But I think career-wise, I hope that I want to build this strong culture of female representatives in the firm, which we're definitely probably leaps ahead of other places. But also that you can work to your skills, that you don't have to be the typical accountant, that it's okay to celebrate your strengths and then understand your weaknesses, and it doesn't have to be a weakness, but we can prop you up some other way. So building this culture of acceptance within the firm, I'd really like to, and just sort of, I feel like 10 years is such, if I look back on 10 years, what's happened?
Changed.
Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows?
Technology.
I don't think accounting will look anything like what we do now. I think we're sort of morphing out of compliance and into advisory
definitely.
rapidly and keeping up with that. And how do we build our staff up to get to that place, to get their mindset away from the debits and credits? That still needs to happen. But there'll probably be some sort of program that does most of that for us. How do we keep our employees progressing and our clients along the way? So going through that journey, I think, is going to be really, really interesting.
The other thing I think about is that there are a lot of accounting firms that are using international staff to do the things maybe that junior accountants used to do. And if we're skilling up people in different countries, how will that affect the future partnership track?
I agree, because they need to have that fundamentals.
Yeah, and have the time in it. Not just understand it from a
from a
intellectual
theory,
point of
from
view.
doing your CA or something. No, you need to get in there. You need the nitty-gritty, and that's going to be difficult. We're still very hands-on. You come in early and you learn all the skills. So you're sort of more well-rounded at the end. How do you teach someone to jump in straight at advisory? It takes a long time to build up that confidence. It takes years.
Yeah.
To expect a 20-year-old, 21-year-old to have that, it's going to be tricky, really tricky.
So maybe then the education needs to change as well.
Yes.
Catch up.
And who knows what that looks like yet. I think we're still learning about at the, at a leadership end.
Oh, definitely.
Still learning how to do that.
Totally. What's your purpose?
To be a good person. Be a good role model?
Yeah, that's a good one.
For my children, for the staff under me in the partnership, friends, that you can do it. I'd like to give back. I hope, and going back to the 10 years, give back to the community. Be well-rounded person that can be a role model, maybe for one person, particularly for women, that you can have it all if you want to. You can't have it all at once.
It's a good message.
Yeah.
What would you say to 16-year-old Katelyn?
Oh, my goodness. Don't buy those bumps to flares. They're disgusting. Lay off the plucking of the eyebrows. You're going to be okay. You don't have to stress at school so much. Stress that study, obviously. But you're going to be okay. Your life, you can make it look like however you want. You don't have to go down. If you don't get into uni, that's okay. You don't have to kill yourself about it. There's another path. You can go a roundabout way. Just enjoy yourself. No bumps to flares.
Thanks for tuning in to the podcast today. If you're still listening, you can find the show notes on our website, ulegal.com.au. You're welcome to go ahead and subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with anyone that you think might benefit from it, anyone that you think is open to helping us create a world with a purpose that's higher than profit. If you're an accountant on purpose, feel free to find our Facebook page and join our community.